Guys, get in here, get in here, get in here. I'm just getting home from I Know You Did Last Summer movie slash reboot slash life story slash memoir. I have a lot to say. I have a lot of feelings. I'm very wired up. This is going to be kind of like a movie review slash life story slash story time. I don't even know where to begin. I'm overjoyed that we even got this. I think that people need to understand, for one, I'm very emotional, and I think that I've already made this a point, both when I filmed reality TV and people saw me show my feelings for 10 episodes, and also here on the YouTube channel where I've done over 1,000 videos. I will never apologize for being extremely sensitive to media, and hopefully part of this story and part of this review will kind of help you understand like a little bit more why I am so tied to certain media projects and certain characters. And this is top tier of that. Julie James, and I Know You Did Last Summer, was such a part of my childhood, such a part of me finding strength and finding out who I am and who I want to be. When you're very young, especially as a young LGBT citizen of the world, I really do feel like all the gay boys of the world, you have to choose in life. You choose one Pokemon, one Pussycat Doll, one Spice Girl, and one Mortal Kombat character, as well as one final girl. You take those people, you mix them together, that becomes you. You really don't, as a young gay boy, it's hard to look, well, I found it this way, like I can't really find inspiration and see myself in a lot of the men of the world. So we all choose these women to kind of pick from and grab strength from, because they are the closest to how we choose to love, is how I feel. So Julie James, and I Know You Did Last Summer, became my final girl. And I became very, very inspired by her growing up, and it changed my life because she was a warrior, and she goes from I Know You Did Last Summer to I Still Not Do Last Summer with growth, with poise, with going through trauma. And yes, there are spoilers in this, just so you know. I'm gonna put it in the title, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be dropping spoilers. This is a movie review for people who have already seen the movie. I'm talking about all the movies in total, all the characters, everything that happened. So if you have not seen the requel slash sequel slash movie, make sure you just don't watch this video, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, because the spoilers and the surprises in this reboot slash requel slash sequel is really, really juicy and amazing. And I that's why I had to rush and go see it, because the movie I cared so much about, and the characters I cared so much about, and the story I cared so much about, and social media, y'all act too crazy. So I had to go see it before it was spoiled to me, because with everyone listening in through the speakers on all the electronic devices, it's kind of like they know everything that you want to do and everything that you want to say and everything that you love. So because I know this movie means so much to me, they are feeding me on the algorithm every single review and interview and everything. And I didn't want to see anything. I just shut off my phone and I raced to the theater as fast as I can to get the experience firsthand, which is a hard thing to do in this day and age. And I'm so glad I did it. But we're going to talk full everything. Julie James, absolutely everything. She goes from I Know You Did Last Summer to I Still Know You Did Last Summer with growth, with poise. Like, she goes from like the scared girl, and like already when I Know starts, like, she's not the Kroger queen. Okay, they make that clear. Like, she's not Sarah Michelle Gellar. She starts off kind of like just timid and shy, and through life experiences, through trauma, through bad, dark things, she grows as a character. What does that sound like? Every single human being on this earth. It's so easy to relate to a final girl. And I've been struggling all these years because I've had these traumas and these things happen to me. And of course I felt like these are my Julie James moments. Like, these are my moments of growth. But where is my media character? You know, they remade Nightmare on Elm Street. They remade Scream. They remade countless other amazing early 90s slasher horror movies, and I enjoyed them and I love them because in general, I do love the whole genre and everything that comes with it. But she was my favorite. And I Know What You Did Last Summer was my favorite. And again, just for a retrospective, I started YouTube in 2020. My mom died in 2023. I went to film a reality show in the middle of 2023. After that, I moved to Chicago. After the death of my ex-boyfriend and my mother and the mental strain of filming the reality show, I haven't done this a lot. If you guys look on my YouTube channel, I have lots of movie reviews, lots of music reviews. I was so full of strength and love from my lover and my mother and all the media that I consumed my whole life, that I was very, very strong in my dreams and my creations and the things that I wanted to do. Losing that love and not having, I Know What You Did Last Summer, a requel to support me and make me feel beautiful, resulted in me not doing this a lot. So I hope that this helps you understand like the power of Julie James, the power of media, and like the power of a final girl and what she can do to inspire your soul, because this movie just came out and I'm so inspired and I'm here doing a review on YouTube and it feels good. I always feel good doing this, speaking my heart and saying what I love to do. But the energy and the things that it takes to get to this moment are tough to pull together after some of the traumas. And lo and behold, that is the actual story plot line of Julie James in this requel. She is in the future after all these traumas. And I waited and waited and I saw all these other requels and sequels and final girlies, and finally mine is here. And it just seems like the timing of it is really good, because it feels like this is like I feel like I can breathe again. And again, just for a retrospective, I'm just so attached to media. I'm so attached, and just so you guys know, also, like when I was a kid and this came out, my mom had a part-time job at the video store, and we would rent videos and video games week by week, and her working there part-time, we got them for free. So that was part of like me feeding into the media. And you can look at my other music video reviews and movie reviews. All of it, honestly, everything comes from my mom, which is why that loss was so hard for me, because every Britney Spears CD, every Linkin Park CD, every single Beyonce Experience DVD, everything that I own multimedia-wise, musical-wise, inspiring me wise, came from her on my Christmases and my birthdays. She was very, very big on keeping me fully creative and fully living that life and the things that I wanted to do and try, because she was someone who was abused her entire life, and she wanted to make sure that I had the opposite lifestyle, a life full of love and creativity and fullness. So she gave me that, and I was so full of media. There was no age restrictions on movies growing up, so I became a fan of Leprechaun, Nightmare on Elm Street, and I Know What You Did Last Summer at a very young age. And although I didn't quite understand the traumas and the pains that these characters were going through as the movie were progressing, I was later able to apply some of the storylines and moments that I saw as a kid and learn to love it. And I also do truly believe that you don't get to choose who your final girl is. You don't get to choose who your Power Ranger is, who your Pokemon is. These characters in media, they find you because they need you and you need them. And I really feel like that's the case with Julie and I. And it just feels so good to be reunited, and it just brings things full circle to me for all the media that I collected, and to miss her so much, because life has gone on and I've seen a lot of great other movies and a lot of great other songs and a lot of great other moments in media that have inspired me. But you never forget like your first, you know what I mean? Like I specifically remember, because Britney Spears is my #1 pop girl idol, and I remember having her poster in my room and asking my mom, can you please put I Need a Jennifer Love Hewitt poster like next to the Britney Spears one? And my mom, being as amazing as she was, I don't know how she found it, but she found the Jennifer Love Hewitt poster. And my room growing up as a kid, literally, I had Britney Spears and Jennifer Love Hewitt. When it came time to write fan mail, like from the little magazines, I used to literally have my J14 and I would look at the fan mail for Britney Spears and Jennifer Love Hewitt and write them letters all the time. I was extremely, extremely like inspired by them and just really into their stories. And again, like, I'm not gonna be ashamed of this. I feel like people will be, they've been like really extra like in my life when on YouTube, and the response from me filming on reality TV, like how I breathe in how I breathe in media and how I breathe in characters and let them affect me. It's very strong. Like it's a little bit different than everybody else, and I love it. It's weird maybe for other people. It might be strange, but the ability to have emotions from someone else's life in a story that's created for entertainment, I think is a powerful thing. I'm able to breathe in certain things and twist it into my own life and let it heal me and inspire me. And I've said this for almost every single song I've reacted to here on my YouTube channel. These songs in these movies, don't just put them on in the background and let them play while you like play Uno on the floor. Watch the movie. Listen to the dialogue. watch the characters' expressions in the way that they are learning and going through things. There's lessons in all of these films. There's lessons in all of these songs. And I feel like people just pin entertainment as entertainment and not as knowledge, not as something that can make you grow or make you better. And it's a mistake because there's so much to learn. Even in something like, I remember I Know What You Did Last Summer being the butt of all jokes, and specifically Jennifer Love Hewitt being the butt of all jokes. She was the final girl who everyone just wanted to see her without clothes. Everyone was so into her sex appeal and her growth and her life as a woman that it overshadowed her performance, which I think is one of the most incredible final girl performances of this time. And it's a shame. And honestly, it's interesting because I watched that growing up. I watched the media attack her and stereotype and box her in a certain way. And then when I grew up and I embraced my drag persona and was on stage and dancing and singing and flipping in front of hundreds, I got that same thing. I had people focus on the sexy, focus on the face, focus on the body. How about the fact that I can write songs? How about the fact that I can sing? How about the fact that I can read and write music? How about the fact that I can act, I can dance, I can create, I can produce? All of that, and still to this day, sometimes, it's getting better though, gets flushed under the radar. And they would do the same thing for Jennifer Love Hewitt. But me studying her and idolizing her, seeing her response to a lot of the things that were happening in her life prepared me to respond in my way. I would never copy and paste what I've learned from a character or anything in media. I let it inspire me. I let it make me create my own destiny and my own words out of what I've seen them do. Now, getting to the movie, I really, really did think this was so good. I do have a couple of key points and factors that I want to just point out. This movie really was enjoyable. It felt, I'll say this, I have good and bad things to say, believe it or not. Even with it being my favorite franchise, I do have good and bad things to say. It did at some points feel like I was watching two different movies. It did feel like I was watching like a requel and a brand new movie. And I'll say this, both were amazing. I am obsessed. You want to talk about new final girl idolization. Danica took the cake for me. Funny, beautiful, hilarious, strong, and lasting. She did it for me. That meant a lot for me because I feel like back in the 90s, they kind of made you choose. Like, you either have to be like, you know, the shy girl or the Kroger queen, and then one lives and one doesn't. What we got with Danica was a combination of characters and combination of moves and combination of different powers, which I love because as the world's progressing, people are really beginning to learn that you can be multiple things, you can do multiple things, you can stand for multiple things and still be you. You don't always have to pick a side. It doesn't always have to be so cookie cutter black and white. So Danica taught us that in this film, being so versatile in her sexiness and in her funniness and just the way she just owned this character. I just live for it. Everyone else did great. I'm very, very into Danica when it comes to the new cast. When it comes to the reprising cast, I'm very happy, obviously, that they were there. One thing that I'm gonna put in here, I know this is all over the place, this isn't like your normal review, I'm not hitting like every single little point, but if you guys are interested and you want me to do like a second review and bring up other points, I will. If you wanna write comments or questions down below or thoughts that you want me to bring up in a part 2 of this, I can do that because it's all over the place, but I want it to be raw and I want you guys to get my emotions and feelings, so it's not like very like, you know, it's not how it should be. But, okay. Why did we not get this end battle scene? We get to the end of the movie. Also, let me just also side note, the beginning harpoon kill, amazing. Absolutely amazing. I just thought that was so clever, so amazing. And I'm very proud of that moment for the film, for that to be their first. It was just very like enticing. Now, getting to the end of the boat scene. In I Know What You Did Last Summer, the original, Ray saves Julie on the boat. At the end of this requel, sequel, G-quel, we have Ray and Julie on the boat. Julie races to save the day. Hair intact, beauty intact. Why does he immediately get stabbed? Why is that cut short? There were ropes to be cut. There were hooks to be thrown. There was bodies to be thrown overboard. There were life jackets to be thrown over and choking people with. I wanted a whole, this is your ex. This is someone who you loved and has saved you and has now been deranged. And mind you, this is the other side of what happens when you don't protect your trauma, when you don't heal yourself, when you don't come out on the other side, when you're not the badass final girl. This is what happens. This is who you can become if you don't deal with your traumas correctly. That's what this film was showing me. And I could have easily have been a Ray, but I became a Julie, and everyone needs to be a Julie. And that's what this film is trying to tell you. Like, never go with evil, never go with into your darkest thoughts, never go with revenge and darkness. Like, there's no need for it. But where was the showdown? I Know You Did Last Summer, Scream, all these slasher films, they are known and built with the foundation of running and screaming in a production top tier manner. That's what they are known for. Jennifer Love Hewitt did that in the first I Know. She did that in I Still. Iconically, the scream, the run, the fight for your life. She pulled up in that car. She went in. And Ray got stabbed. Where was the fight? Why did I wait this long for my final girl to return? One of the strongest, best screamers to return to not give me the fight I wanted. I'm very upset. I wanted more of that. I wanted more of, because what is that fight like? When you've already been through the traumas you've been through, and then you've taken the time to heal them, and you've gotten past them, and you're living, and then it's brought up back to you in a deranged, sick, freaky way from your ex-husband. That's a different fight. That's a different battle with yourself, and now with the person who is the bad guy. That would have been a different type of battle. That's why I wanted to see that. It was truly an opportunity missed for the movie. Now, what I'm hoping is, because of that beautiful secret ending with the amazing Brandy Norwood returning in the secret scene, I'm hoping that in the sequel we get... You know what? You know what's funny? It's probably that they're gonna they waited. They're probably like, you know what? This is gonna be the teaser, and then now we're clearly all gonna return for, like, I feel like the next movie is gonna be like the real one. Like, I feel like this was like a cute little precursor, but the next one's gonna be a real one. And I'm so excited because I wanna see my girl fight. I wanna see her live. I wanna see her come out on top and re-inspire me again, and make me remember who I am and keep pushing for what I want. Because look, I haven't done this in months, and because of the power of the love that I have for a character in the movie, I'm back to doing what I love. And even if it's just for today, even if I wake up and grief slaps me in the face and chokes me tomorrow, as it sometimes does, at least I did this today. I expressed my feelings for a film, on a platform I love. To people that I love. There are so many people who support me and love when I do this, and I speak my mind and I offer my thoughts on these subjects in media content. And every day that I'm slapped in the face and energy sucked away from what I want to do, I think about you guys, and I think about the people who deserve these videos and deserve this connection. Because one of my favorite parts about YouTube is that the way that I feel is never alone. Even if there's one person who's like, yep, that's my girl, she healed me too, boom, I'm good to go. Even if that person doesn't pop up, I'm always fine with being the only one who feels a certain way. That's what makes anyone unique and special. You don't have to feel like you have to think like everybody else, react like everybody else, sound like everybody else. Like, please, this is another video, another topic, but get used to owning the power of you. Get used to owning the power of becoming the person that you were meant to be, and getting lost on finding yourself on that journey, falling down and getting back up and trying again, because that's why we're here. Okay, so thank you for watching. This was a lot, but I kind of told you it was gonna be like review / memoir / story time. But also I have to just say, shout out to my bestie, Jesse Jacobs, back at home in Jersey, if he's watching this. This movie also is very important to me because that was my first gay friend growing up, and it was weird enough to people to be gay, but then to have like those interests in horror and pop and just the different things that I liked all was a whole nother thing. And luckily him and I came together on this. He was my bestie. We watched this countless times together, and it was just something that we bonded over, and I'm grateful for that too, because that's what also what media is there for. When you find people, you have the same likeness of things, it draws you together and you create these bonds. He ended up being there multiple days after my mom passed away, and that healed me. I literally when I was going through that in the first couple of days of that grief, he was one of the people I wanted there next to me to deal with it. And he came right away. And I thank God for that. And that was a bond and something that was formed. People might think it's stupid. Through movies, through music, through the love of multimedia, we grew a friendship. But when tragedy struck as an adult and he came for me, it changed my life. Sometimes people lose people in their lives and they don't make it out on the other side. They don't make it. I attribute my friends and the people who stepped up for me at those darkest times in my life to me still being here. So I hope that sheds a light on just how important this movie is to me and what it brought me in life, and why I'm just so grateful and why I needed to spin the block and give my 2 cents on it and tell you guys how I feel. And it wasn't so much of a review. I know I didn't get into every character and every detail of the film. Again, if you're interested in that, I can give that to you. I can do a part 2. I can go to look at the cast and I can dissect scenes and moments. But I more so just wanted to, my other favorite thing about YouTube, just timestamp this feeling and this moment of embracing this film and waiting for it for so long and giving it to me. I've never been to movie theaters by myself. I even went to go see it by myself because it was that much a big of a deal to me that it was like, I can't risk seeing it with someone else who only likes it a little bit or only likes it like one of them, not the like no, like I needed to fully immerse myself in like fandom and be into this, and I'm so glad I did, because that was another independent experience on its own. The city can be really crazy, and especially after coming in the show, I sometimes run into people who like want to do pictures and stuff like that. And I don't know if you know Chicago, but the same day I went to see this movie, there was a Cubs game, so there were people everywhere. I did get asked for photos. I was literally like, it was a lot, because also before I left, to make it really juicy, I had like a nice pregame, so I like had a little half a bottle of wine and a cute little edible. So I'm walking down, I'm like feeling a little wavy, and people are asking for pictures, and people are trying to talk, and I'm like, oh, I'm just trying to get to this movie and look busted, because one of my favorite things to do, like I told you earlier, I love to look busted and just crusty and dirty and just go to the movie and just like be ugly and watch a movie. You know what I mean? Like I like to watch it like I'm in my living room, like, you know. So it was an experience. I'm so glad I did it, and I'm ready for the next like independent fun Chicago date night by myself, because honestly it was kind of like, I never thought I would do that, and then I did it because I wanted to see the movie no matter what. And now I'm kind of like, oh, maybe I should like go out and maybe I should see another movie by myself. Maybe I should like, oh, like it was a lot of fun. And it's just, this is like another, it's just the future of my independent final girl, pop that pussy, thick and juicy summer lifestyle that I'm gonna be living here. So thank you for your time. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the movie, what you thought about this review slash story time slash memoir slash moment. And yeah, I love you so much. Like and subscribe. Bye.